So that's boxing at its finest right there. You heard it. They said it. They kept everything on the line. You know, that's old school right there. That's everything on the line. I just know that he's not the same person that we seen the last time we seen him in the ring.
If I get him where I need him to be, he's gonna sleep for sure. Soften him up, then fry him.
When they watch us in here working, they saying we going bang, 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 bang. There you go. Good. There you go. When he get in that ring, he's on a mission. Because he understands that he got to put his pants on, training wheels going. You got what you looking for. Let's get it now. It's going down. Good work, good work. He ain't playing with nobody. You step in that ring with him, be prepared. You know what I'm saying? This fight might bring that beast back. You always talk about, I don't want to do certain things because I need my beast to be in, you know, and being around him, he's at a good place right now. Great.
Gervonta Davis is now back deep in training camp with Calvin Ford as the anticipation surrounding his comeback in future mega fights continues to grow. Likewise, Calvin Ford feels a major fight could awaken an even more dangerous version of Davis inside the ring. Ford suggests Davis is mentally in a strong place right now and may be ready to compete with a different level of aggression and focus. The energy in camp is palpable. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan describes Davis as a patient puncher who slowly breaks opponents down before exploding with knockout power. Rogan argues Davis trusts his punching ability completely and only needs one clean opening to change everything. The analysis highlights his calculated approach. At the same time, Oscar de la Hoya praises Davis for the intensity and professionalism he brings into the ring when locked in mentally. De la Hoya believes Davis's preparation and commitment before fights play a major role in why he remains such a dangerous presence in boxing. The preparation is a key differentiator. Continuing the debate, Roy Jones Jr. believes Davis reaches another level when he is fully committed and mentally sharp.
Hank is one of the most interesting fighters to watch because he's so different. His style is so different. You know, he's so economical. Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure your holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot. My God.
Yeah, he's very explosive. He's very explosive, and you know, man, he be cracking dudes. Hey, he be putting him to sleep.
Just cracking people.
Yeah.
And he has so much confidence.
First and foremost, he's a very nice human being. I really like him as a fighter, as a person. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle.
Tank is discipline against mind on right. Tank is a problem for anybody. Tank can fight better than what we think. Is that sometimes his outside antics get the better of him, and it makes people think less of him, but don't underestimate Tank Davis. Tank is motivated and ready to fight. Tank is a problem.
He argues many fans overlook Davis's overall boxing ability because of distractions away from the sport, but warns that a fully focused Davis can create serious problems for anyone in the division. The focus is the deciding factor. Expanding his thoughts, Roy Jones Jr. leans towards Stevenson in a potential fight with Davis because of Stevenson's consistency and control both inside and outside the ring. However, Jones still believes Davis remains the one fighter capable of changing the fight through his explosiveness, instincts, and natural talent.
Now Shakur wins it because of his discipline. He showed this to him to stay very disciplined all night. And he's the type of guy who don't really do a lot of crazy stuff in his life normally. So it's like discipline is a thing that is not only exercise inside the ring, it's exercise also outside. And as we see, sometimes Gervonta has problems with this, but we have never seen Shakur have problems with this. We've seen him be more disciplined at the right time then we can see him not have discipline. With the fight being like it is right now, I would lean towards Shakur because of his discipline, but don't get it twisted. If somebody could beat him, Tank Davis would be that person because of his intent.
You know, if you really think about the style matchup between these two, you got one of the best defensive fighters, if not the best defensive fighter in the game. You got one of the most accurate fighters, you know, power punches in the game as well. But you have one that throws less punches. He probably had how many of these top guys at 135 pounds, he throws the least amount of punches. You got a guy like Shakur who showed you that he has offense. You know, I think stylistically would favor Shakur, you know, based upon his defense and his offense now. But again, all the way locked in, all it takes is one. Take, you know, and if he lands that one, man, it could, I don't know, it could be bad for Shakur, it could be not. Maybe Shakur takes it. You know what I mean? We really haven't seen Shakur get hit with something that, you know, that really got his attention, you know, or changed his work.
He's a better boxer. That's why I always make this. He would make the fight boring just to win.
Right. Yeah, I think he would too.
Dude, I wouldn't put Young in that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? If it doesn't make sense. Because fans come to see what fight.
The explosiveness is a game changer. On the other hand, Calvin Ford acknowledges Stevenson's boxing ability and believes Stevenson would likely prioritize control and caution in a fight with Davis. Ford suggests that this type of style could create a very different matchup from what many people expect. The tactical contrast is intriguing. On the contrary, Timothy Bradley leans towards Stevenson in a potential clash with Davis because of Stevenson's ability to control distance, manage exchanges, and stay composed under pressure. Still, Bradley cautions that Davis possesses rare knockout power capable of changing the entire fight with one clean shot. The power is always a threat. Furthermore, Bradley strongly favors Stevenson against Davis because he doubts Davis is fully committed to the sport at this stage of his career. Bradley believes a mentally distracted Davis would struggle to keep up with Stevenson's discipline, focus, and technical control across an entire fight. The commitment question looms large. Adding to the discussion, Greg Hackett views Stevenson as the more calculated and tactical fighter, but believes Davis operates on a different level because of his instincts, explosiveness, and natural reactions.
If he does happen to face Gervonta, how do you see that fight playing out?
If Gervonta is all the way locked in, I personally think that Gervonta Davis is 1 foot in and 1 foot out. You can't be with 1 foot in and 1 foot out type of fighter. I think Gervonta Davis is looking for a big payday and then he's going to sell off. So if that Gervonta Davis getting the ring with Shakur, I got Shakur all day, 7 days a week.
Shakur is the better chess master, the better thinker. Tank is the better animal. Tank more like naturally, like his reaction time is countering, his ability, agility, speed and power all mixed together. He more of an animal. I mean, Shakur more of a, you know, I'm gonna show you this, but then show you that. You thought you saw that, but then no, it was this. You know what I mean? He's the trickery guy. He like the 3-card Molly guy. Which hand is he? You know what I mean? He crafty.
Tank carries the power. He's sneaky. Explosive. You think you're doing something, and he rides off that overconfident. Where now, he recognized this old school.
He's so interesting
Baltimore, Maryland. He's so old school. You know what old school is?
Yeah.
Anybody that throwing punches is open to get hit. Anybody. And everybody that throw punches, you leave an opportunity. It's who get there first.
Hackett argues Davis creates chaos in the ring through his unpredictability, making him dangerous even against highly intelligent boxers. The chaos factor is undeniable. Continuing the breakdown, Bernard Hopkins views Davis as a fighter who thrives on catching opponents the moment they become too comfortable in exchanges. Hopkins believes Davis reads reactions quickly and punishes even the smallest mistake, turning close-range battles into dangerous situations within seconds. The punishment is swift and severe. Breaking down the technical side of the matchup, Teddy Atlas views Davis as one of the sport's most complete fighters because of his ability to adjust to any style inside the ring. Atlas believes Davis can control distance, break opponents down from multiple angles, and capitalize once he sees openings to finish the fight. The completeness of his game is rare. Continuing his thought, Atlas believes Davis separates himself through the calm and disciplined way he controls every moment inside the ring. Atlas argues Davis never loses awareness during exchanges, combining patience, intelligence, and measured aggression to stay dangerous without putting himself out of position. The discipline.
On a technical basis, he is so complete. He can go get you. He could go inside. He could go outside. He could use the ring, which he does often, and he can counterpunch. He can do so many things. He can time you. He can go to the body and the head, of course. And, you know, and he finishes. One of the greatest responsibilities is to never let the game get ahead of you. Never get outside the game. Never get outside the game. And he never lets the game, he being Davis, never lets it get away from him. Never lets it get ahead of him. He stays contained. He stays controlled. You know, he won't go in there. Even when he's being aggressive, he's taking little steps. Because he, all along the way, he's aggressively cautious. Aggressively cautious, where he understands the domain that he's in. There's never a moment where you don't understand. He's cerebral, I guess is what I'm saying. He's cerebral inside that ring.
Adding. Tank, at this point, he's unbeatable at the lightweight division against any of the world champions. I think he's the top guy right now at that division. He had a great performance. You know, he has his timing, his power, accuracy, everything's great, man. He's a perfect fighter.
Discipline is his foundation, adding even more intrigue. Robert Garcia considers Davis the leading fighter in the sport because of how complete he has become inside the ring. Garcia believes Davis combines sharp timing, precision, and knockout power in a way that makes him one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing today. The combination is lethal. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn views Stevenson as one of the few fighters capable of giving Davis a serious challenge, believing the matchup would be one of boxing's biggest events. However, Leonard Ellerby strongly disagrees, arguing Davis controls fights on his own terms and still has too much for Stevenson to overcome. The promotional divide is clear. Analyzing the matchup, Terence Crawford acknowledges Davis as one of boxing's elite talents, but still sides with Stevenson because of Stevenson's ability to control space and neutralize attack. Crawford believes Stevenson's style would force Davis into a far more complicated fight than he normally faces. The technical challenge is significant. Adding another perspective, Sean Porter predicts a fight between Stevenson and Davis would become far more difficult and tactical than many expect.
Tank against Shakur is one of the biggest fights in the sport. I think Tank is so exceptional, it's going to take someone as good as Shakur to give him a real fight. And I love that fight. I love that.
What? Shakur can't beat Tank.
I disagree.
He beat all the other fighters.
I disagree.
He can't. Tank.
I disagree.
Tank
loses rounds.
Tank decides to do what he wants to in certain fights.
We can you have a big bet on that fight.
Most definitely.
I think Shakur's the man to beat.
Shakur cannot. Tank. He's a very good fighter. A lot of respect for him, what he's done in the ring. Got a good team around him, but he can't. Tank. Can't beat Tank.
I disagree.
Are you saying that because that's your man and you don't like Tank?
Hey, like I said, I respect Tank. Like boxing, he's one of the ones.
Yeah.
we gonna take his personality and personal things out of it. But boxing, he's definitely talented. You know what I mean? And he's definitely got that it. And yeah, he's definitely respected in boxing. But Shakur's a different fighter. You know, Shakur's different. You know, people may call him boring. People may say he can't punch. But they say the same thing about Floyd. Because they defensive fighters.
Yeah.
Tank is not going to be able to hit Shakur like he hit everybody else.
I said everybody thinks that Tank is going to go in there and just knock out Shakur. It's gonna
That's
be,
not going to happen.
But it didn't take. It shouldn't have taken this fight.
I knew he couldn't.
For people to realize.
Yeah.
Right.
I knew that too. Shakur is a defensive specialist.
And I've been saying this for a long time. If you pay attention to how Tank would react whenever Shakur's name came up, I was like, yo, it's something that Tank knows that most people don't know or understand. It's something that he sees in Shakur. It could be the fact that Shakur was a 2016 silver medalist. You know,
Got a lot to do with it.
He's that, you know, the silver child of the country, and you know, there's no telling. But this is what I've always known. It ain't just a big straight left or a big left right hook coming from Tank that's going to end that night. That night is going to be the most strategical you've seen both these guys ever be in a fight.
Porter believes Stevenson's discipline and ring intelligence would force both fighters into a far more calculated and technical contest inside the ring. The tactical battle would be fascinating if furthermore, Porter believes Stevenson's control and ring awareness could create the kind of frustrating fight Davis rarely experiences inside the ring. However, Porter also argues that a matchup of that magnitude could bring out a completely different version of Davis, because elite opponents are often what force great fighters to unlock new levels in their game under pressure. The pressure could elevate him. On the other hand, Andre Rozier views a fight between Davis and Stevenson as one of boxing's most evenly matched and intriguing stylistic battles. Rozier believes the matchup represents the classic collision between explosive offense and sharp technical control. He suggests the fight could become extremely difficult for either man if momentum starts shifting too heavily in the other direction. The momentum swings would be critical.
But when you get in there with Shakur, it's going to remind me of Deontay Wilder fighting Tyson Fury.
Ooh.
Because what you going to do when you come across a motherfucker you can't knock out? Only thing you going to do is just get more frustrated.
That's a terrible analogy.
I'm just saying.
Only reason why I'm saying this is a terrible analogy is because Tank Davis. Remember, you've heard Coach Cal say this all the time. He says the same thing, and I don't know exactly what he means. We just waiting on somebody to pull it out of him. You ever hear him say that?
Yeah.
We got so it's just we ain't been able to show it because ain't nobody been able to pull it out of him. We looking forward to the big fights. We looking forward to the big matchups because those are the kind of people that's gonna pull it out of him. So with a fight with Shakur, you're gonna see this boxing style that you don't usually get from Tank.
Tank, that's like my ride and die. I like guys that get people in trouble and knock them out. So I'm always riding with Tank. It will be a spectacular bout. I mean, you have the age-old puncher versus boxer at its best. Now, if Tank allows Shakur to get ahead too far, then he might not be able to catch up to him. On the flip side of that, if Tank gets in there and Shakur makes a mistake, it only takes one for the lights to be out. So I'm waiting to see it. I want to see it, and I'm looking forward to it.
He's a great fighter. You know, especially when he's serious about it. You know, I don't know if he's as serious as he used to be. When he was serious, he was a hell of a fighter. Nobody came close. He's the only one I gave a chance against. Shakur and that guy, Keyshawn Davis, they're scary fighters too because they're sophisticated. The other guy's sophisticated than me, but Tank is just a force of nature. You know, you just gotta give him the credit. You know, even though he's talking stuff, he's a man.
Even Mike Tyson believes a fully focused Davis remains one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing because of the intensity and explosive ability he brings into the ring. Tyson admits highly skilled fighters like Stevenson could present serious problems for Davis, but Tank is a rare kind of talent few opponents can truly handle at his best. The endorsement from Tyson is powerful. Continuing the breakdown, Coach Breadman views Stevenson and Davis as two elite fighters capable of creating one of boxing's biggest matchups. Edwards believes Stevenson's versatility and confidence could make the fight far more competitive and unpredictable than many expect. The unpredictability is part of the appeal. Moreover, Coach Breadman argues that Stevenson would need a patient and highly controlled game plan to overcome Davis rather than turning the fight into a physical battle.
What's special is that he can win fights more than one different way. I always thought Shakur and Tank is a great fight, and I still do. But Shakur seems super confident that he could beat Tank. So the only way to figure that out is if they get in the ring. I think they both special. You know, and unfortunately they haven't fought yet, and they're around the same weight classes. So hopefully we get to see it before somebody loses bad or be past their prime, and then we gotta wonder what would have happened if they fought on their best day.
Stevenson will have the fight to win that fight. I don't think it gets appreciated enough in this era. I think he's going to have to fight a risk free fight, score points, a non-violent fight, dumb the fight down, not take any chances, just score points like kind of like amateur boxing. Don't try to put any power on the shot, just touch Gervonta and score points and get out of the fight. And I think that he can win, but I don't think that that style of fighting is appreciated enough in this era for him to win. Because if he tries to sit down, bang Gervonta out and walk him down, because Shakur actually, they say he can't punch. He's not a big puncher, but he's good at punching to the body. He has pretty good body shots. Gervonta Davis is a master counter puncher. If you reach down to his body, he's going to clip.
Really think he's not going to get touched? If you don't get touched, I'll never ever train fighters again.
I ain't seen him fight nobody that was a killer already.
And everybody he fought touched him. Everybody he fought touched him.
Let's really look at when you talk about them guys. Who did they fight with that next to killer? You get what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying?
I feel what you're saying. How do you hide Bob Iron too? He's not gonna let that shit happen.
I just don't pay attention to them. When they start fighting, first, of course you want to fight Tank. They know Tank is the best. Right.
Contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, of course he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at, he didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 126, 30 or more.
He is good.
Okay. How can you, all that shit's okay. How can you stop people that can actually hit? No matter all that boxing, you're going to get hit. What you want to do when you get...
As you get older, you start to know what competition is, and he kind of looked at me like, I feel like I was a threat, which is rightfully so. Like, I don't blame him for the way that he looked at me, but it is what it is. It's two guys that just want to be the best in our sport, and we were ready to lay it all on the line.
Did he say to you like, yo, I don't want to be friends, or we can't, or is it just like a gradual thing where it started to become more distant?
Now you just know energy. You know energy. Once you feel the energy that's coming at you, you understand like, okay.
Breadman explains Stevenson's best path would come through sharp movement, careful shot selection, and limiting mistakes, because giving Davis too many openings could allow the fight to change very quickly. The game plan must be flawless. Kenny Ellis dismissed Stevenson's confidence surrounding a potential fight with Davis, insisting everything changes once opponents are forced to deal with Tank's pressure inside the ring. Both believe Davis remains the fighter everyone targets because he is still viewed as the man to beat in boxing. The target is firmly on his back. Still, Davis pushes back against the growing praise surrounding Stevenson at lightweight, questioning whether Stevenson has truly faced the kind of challenges that come with the division. Davis suggests the higher level of competition could eventually force Stevenson into situations he has not fully experienced before. The experience gap is being highlighted. At the same time, Stevenson suggests the growing tension between him and Davis stems from two elite fighters chasing the same spot at the top of boxing. Stevenson hints that the energy between them naturally shifted once both began to see each other as real threats in the sport. The rivalry is personal and intense. As Gervonta Davis continues working behind the scenes alongside his team, the anticipation surrounding his comeback only continues to grow. With elite names still circling the division, many believe the next stage of Tank's career could finally bring the kind of high-pressure fights fans have been waiting to see for years. And if those moments arrive, they could force Davis to reveal even more layers to his game inside the ring. At the same time, the growing tension around potential clashes with fighters like Shakur Stevenson continues, adding even more intrigue to the conversation. Once those elite matchups finally happen, the focus may come down to who truly belongs at the top of boxing right now. But what do you think? Could Gervonta Davis still prove he is the most dangerous fighter in the sport when the biggest challenges finally arrive? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more boxing breakdowns and behind-the-scenes coverage. The debate is just beginning.